Hi there. Listen, I'm Grand Canyon, and we were planning a. So what do you do in Scottsdale? What is that? Just a place to stay, Johnny?
He's muted, but I can't.
Okay, okay. So pay dollar 84 Eruvin. Well, my correlate me passes. The Kasan can be merkeses. It's a balcony because they exit via the balcony. Alma call Zebizrika. So are you proving from here that if one group of people use a area by lowering something down, and another group use an area by throwing it, is it nois mazel zeb shilshul? Is it does the shilshul have preference than zrika? So the Gemara answers no, Raya. That concept is only for those people that, if you have people living right next to the balcony, there it's considered like a Pesach. It's not comparing a shilshul and zrika. It's comparing a Pesach to zrika. If it's less, if the post that we're dealing with, that you're placing things on, is less than 10 fachim high, so it's given l'chotzer. Now, why would you give it l'chotzer? Amai l'zebet pesach l'zebet pesach. If they're both pesach, then they should be equal. Meaning, ein chanami, my l'chotzer, af l'chotzer. It means it's a pesach for both of them, and that's why shneim asurin. Since they both have equal usage, they asur on each other if there's no eruv. Chanami mistavra, and that makes sense. Meaning, Tani seifla b'medvar amorim besmucha. When are we talking about? That means the post is close to 4 tefachim to the people who live upstairs. But if it's far away, then the people upstairs have no access to it. So that's why I feel gavoa start tefachim lechotzer. So that would go to the chotzer. My lechotzer. So if you're telling me ilem lechotzer v'shori, why should it be shori? Rishus of the Tavailu belongs to both of them. Elamai, what does it mean? Lechotzer af lechotzer u'shnei masurim. Chanami, my lechotzer af lechotzer u'shnei masurim. Shmami no. It's a good proof. Tanan, I'll bring another proof. We have a bore, but you built like a wall around the bore, or a rock. Shengvonasorin belong to the mirpesas because it's higher than 10 fach. Pachas mikan lechotzer because it's easier for the chotzer to use. Ravuna. There also is la'osna dam mirpesas. That's for the people who live in the mirpesas. So tinich sela, because that's a 10 tefachim high rock. But bor, Michael and Maimer, how could the people in the mirpesa in the balcony use a bor? The bor with walls around it, up to 10 tefachim, are filled with water, and therefore it's like a pesach for the bnei mirpesas. Freik the Gemara, but if people are going to use the water, chasra, it's going to deplete it, and then they won't have access to it. Gemara says, Kiva the Chima Yeshari Kichasra Nami Shari. Once when it's full, it's within 10 tefachim. They can have access to it, then even if it's depleted, we don't change the heter of access to it. Adarabba, Pum Fakir, it says the Gemara, Kiva the Chichasra Sira. If it's deficient, it's Asra Kimaya Nami Asira. Amrabaya, it's not filled with water. It's filled with fruit, and therefore they have access to it. But the Gemara says, if they have access to it, they will use the fruit and they will deplete it. V'chasri. Our answer is betivla. We're talking about it's tevel. They can't use it. It's muktzah on Shabbos because Trumas and Meiser has not been taken, so it's going to remain that height. Economy. Diktani dumi the cell. Just like a cella is muktzah, these parents are muktzah. Shmami no. Freak the Gemara. V'lami lila misna bor. V'lami lila misna. Why do I have to be told a 10 tefachim high bore and a 10 tefachim high rock? I mean, look, it's the same din. So the Gemara says, no, tzricha. I need both din. The Ashmin on Sela, if I would have been told rock, the lekalim mixer, there's no gzeira or to mikza, that it might be muktzah, or you might start off full and then you minimize it. Aval bor ligzer is in the Maya Paris Matukonim. But maybe we should make Xera because maybe there you'll fill it with fruit that Trumas and Maestros haven't taken, and therefore people will use it and will deplete it. So tzrich had to be told in both cases. Toshma, Anshe Chotzer, you have a people in a courtyard. Anshe Aliyah, people live in a balcony, second floor. Sheshachu v'lo yervu, they didn't make an eruv. Anshe Chotzer mishtamshim basar tochtoni. The people of Chotzer have usage of the items that are within 10 tefachim. Anshe Aliyah mishtamshim basar al yonim. And the second story people have access to the things higher than 10 tefachim. Ketzad. What is this? Ziv yotzim min hakosa. You have a wall that's 10, 20 tefachim, and you have a plank that sticks out from the wall at about 10 tefachim. Lamata masor l'chotzer. If it's underneath, within the ground in 10 tefachim, then that ziv would be used by the chotzer people. Lamala masor l'aliyah. But hada beni, any stuff in between them also, because they have both equal usage. We're talking about a wall 19 tefachim, v'ziv yotzim imenu, and the 19 is divided in half. Lamata masaraf, there's a ziv, so the people in the chotzer has free usage, which is like a pesach. The balcony people have to lower with a rope. L'zeh b'shilshul. So we always paskin that the one that has easy use gets the use. Lamala masar l'zeh b'pesach l'zeh b'zrika. The balcony people, it's like a doorway. The people on the bottom have to throw up to it. So there's no comparison who will have the usage. Toshma. Shteik zuzris, zulam alam. Does anybody know where Kenny Alter is?
I saw him today walking, but he probably doesn't. I sent him all the links.
Toshma. You have balconies that are overlooking a body of water, and they're not on top of each other, they're lateral to each other. Now, they made a special takana that to lower a pail down to the water, to pull up water, you can make like a hanging 4 walls. So you create 4 walls fictionally that go all the way down to the water. It encloses the water, then you can pull water up. So let's say Asul al Yona Velosul Tachtona. They made this takana for the upper balcony, not the lower balcony. Shtein Asur Sachiyarvu. Now the balconies are close to each other. The people in the upper balcony lower things down. The people in the lower, so they do it al yidei shilshul. The people have to throw their pail up. So from here it seems one's usage is with shilshul, the other is with zrika, and we see both are osir, which is a kashan Shmuel. Shmuel said whenever there's a battle between shilshul and zrika, one wins. No, they don't. The B'nai Tachtoina don't throw their pail. They actually go upstairs and they're both using it the same way, or they use a ladder to go up there. So they're not one. It's not one which they're both with the same derech. Baya Omar, they're within 10 of each other, so they're close. And the halacha is stated in a Veloma boy kama. Not only this, but this also. Loma boy, not only a case of Asla Takana Blasala Nasiri. They made this special takana for the upper balcony, not the lower balcony. We still say it's Asr. The Kivan the Bigu Asra Dadori Kayo Amin Asra Dadori. Since they're within 10 fachim of each other, we Asr both unless they make an Eruv. That's certainly Elafilu Asar El Yon Velasla Tachtona. But if they made the takana for the upper balcony, not the lower balcony, so the shulshul people make it easy. The other people have it harder. Maybe so I would give it only to the Elyona, not to the Tachtona Kamash Falon. that the proximity overrides. Kivan de bigu asora kayomin asr nadodi. They will asr on each other without an eruv. Like was stated by the case of Gaga Samach Rishus Harabim. You have a roof that has a ladder directly into Rishus Harabim, and the people in Rishus Harabim use it. Tzarech sulam kavua latiro. You need a fixed ladder in order to use the roof. Sulam kavuayin. Sulam aroy lo. Why not a temporary ladder? My time of lav mishum dekivin deptoch asor dadori kaim yasun adodi. The roof and the people in the second story within 10 tefachim, and they will asur on each other. So it must be. So it's a riot to what we said before. Master Rav Papa, who says v'dilma kisharabim makatfilav b'kutma v'sutra. Maybe people in the Rishus Harabim climb up that ladder to put their hats and begodim down, not because it has anything to do with being within 10 tefachim of the people in the second story. Okay. Mario, we're not going to learn 85. I'm going to learn a little bit of 85, just half because it's a small block. So tomorrow,
How?
I'm going to learn it right now. So tape part of it now, okay?